In the first quarter of 2026, China's shipbuilding industry continued to lead the world across three major indicators: completed shipbuilding volume, new orders, and order backlogs. The primary factor driving this dominant position is the absolute technical strength of China's shipbuilding sector. Currently, the industry possesses the world's largest or most technologically advanced vessels across multiple categories, including container ships, automotive carriers, oil tankers, and specialized engineering vessels, reflecting a successful transition from a large shipbuilding nation to a high-quality global shipbuilding powerhouse. A prime example is the Oriental Wisdom, which stands as the world's largest methanol dual-fuel container ship with a maximum carrying capacity of 24,168 TEU. Measuring 400 meters in length, 61 meters in width, and possessing a deadweight capacity of 225,000 tons, it sets the record for its class. Equipped with the world's largest methanol dual-fuel main engine, auxiliary engines, and boilers, it can reduce carbon dioxide emissions by approximately 150,000 tons annually and virtually eliminate sulfur oxide emissions when utilizing green methanol. Independently developed, designed, and built by Nantong COSCO Shipping Kawasaki, the vessel completed its river trials on May 14, 2026, and is set to enter international shipping routes. To put its scale into perspective, the world's largest aircraft carrier, the American Ford class, has a full load displacement of about 112,000 tons, a length of 337 meters, and a deck width of 78 meters. Parked side by side, the Oriental Wisdom is 63 meters longer than the Ford class carrier, though the carrier's wing-like deck is 27 meters wider. Furthermore, the deadweight capacity of the Oriental Wisdom is more than double the displacement of the Ford class carrier, and its maximum draft of 16 meters surpasses the carrier's 12-meter draft. Another record breaker is the Glovis Leader, the world's largest car carrier, which recently refreshed global capacity records with a maximum loading volume of 10,800 vehicles. It measures 230 meters in total length and features 14 layers of garage decks designed to flexibly accommodate electric vehicles, hydrogen-powered vehicles, and heavy-duty trucks. Built domestically and delivered in Nansha, Guangzhou in April 2026, it marks a significant breakthrough for China in high-end roll-on, roll-off vessels. China has also delivered the world's largest offshore wind turbine installation vessel to a Dutch company, featuring a deck area exceeding 7,000 square meters, a maximum working depth of 80 meters, a lifting capacity of 55,000 tons, and a main crane capable of lifting 3,310 tons to a height of 155 meters, making it capable of installing 25 megawatt offshore wind turbines. For oil and gas extraction, China introduced the Haiyangshiu 696, the world's largest fracturing engineering vessel, measuring 100 meters in length with a deck the size of 3.5 standard basketball courts. It utilizes a pioneering all-electric propulsion system with a range exceeding 10,000 nautical miles, and its capability to pump 12 cubic meters of slurry per minute boosts operational efficiency by nearly 40%, filling a critical gap in domestic offshore fracturing equipment. Additionally, the 307,000-ton ultra-large crude carrier named Jin Wang was delivered in March 2026 by Dalian Shipbuilding. Measuring 333 meters in length with a deck area of 1.8 hectares, it can transport roughly 2 million barrels of crude oil at once while reducing fuel consumption by 15% and significantly cutting nitrogen oxide emissions compared to traditional models. This size represents the standard limit for modern active commercial tankers, as older, larger vessels have mostly been scrapped or converted into floating storage due to economic inefficiency. China's leadership extends into specialized and high-tech vessels, specifically in offshore engineering, smart ships, and new energy power integration. The nation built the Haiyangshiu 119, the world's first intelligent floating production storage and offloading vessel, which uses AI dynamic positioning and remote maintenance to operate safely in level 10 sea states. Its domestic component rate has risen from 60% to over 90%, and its single-point mooring systems are widely used in deepwater oil fields across Brazil and West Africa. In heavy lifting, the Zhenhua 34 features for heavy-duty cranes with a combined capacity to lift 1,000 to 100 tons per unit simultaneously, making it ideal for offshore wind installations and large bridge component transport on a deck with world-class strength. For cargo, COSCO Shipping Heavy Industry built the world's largest multi-purpose pulp carrier with a dead weight of 60 to 1,000 tons, top-tier cargo hold ceiling, an automated loading system, and an energy efficiency design that outperforms international standards by 30%. In construction, the Sanhang Zhuang 6 is the world's tallest piling ship with a 128-meter mainframe capable of driving ultra-large steel piles 150 meters long and 6 meters wide. Utilizing the Beidou high-precision positioning system to keep vertical errors under 1/500th. For autonomous operations, a 100-ton fully domestic and manned vessel, codename 6081, successfully completed a 4,000 to 107-kilometer open ocean voyage under heavy fog and high sea states, operating autonomously 97% of the time with dual-use military and civilian potential. In polar research, the Zhuang 3 polar research vessel is currently under construction, designed with two-way ice-breaking capabilities and a range of 20,000 nautical miles alongside deep-sea multi-beam sounding systems and unmanned submersibles. Furthermore, groundbreaking advancements have been made in green propulsion and luxury manufacturing. The Zhuangxin 19 is the world's first single methanol-fueled bulk carrier designed for direct river-to-sea transit via the Yangtze River, cutting carbon dioxide emissions by 90% and dropping sulfur oxides to nearly zero. China also delivered the world's largest and most environmentally friendly dual-fuel LNG car carrier in Nantong, carrying 9,100 vehicles and capable of utilizing carbon-neutral fuels. The Kun series of 15,000 methanol dual-fuel container ships has entered mass delivery, reducing carbon emissions by 120,000 tons annually through a fully domestic supply chain. The Tianqian, a massive 174,000 cubic meter LNG carrier built by Hadong Zhonghua, utilizes the latest generation dual-fuel systems to comply with the world's strictest emission standards on international routes. Most notably, the Adora Magic City, China's first domestically designed and built large cruise ship featuring over 25 million parts, marks the mastery of the final crown jewel of the shipbuilding industry alongside aircraft carriers and large LNG vessels. Industrial clusters in locations like Qidong, Jiangsu have collectively built more than 70 world-first or domestic-first offshore engineering structures, giving China full-spectrum assembly capabilities for all major high-end vessels. Looking forward, the Chinese shipbuilding industry faces a balance of opportunities and challenges. The accelerating global green transition, China's early lead in new energy vessels, a recovering offshore engineering market, and the consolidation of global capacity into Chinese shipyards all strengthen its international leverage. However, heavy delivery pressures demand meticulous management, strict environmental laws require constant upgrades, and the industry must navigate geopolitical friction, trade protectionism, and fierce competition from Japan and South Korea. Despite these hurdles, the long-term outlook remains highly favorable as the sector moves toward high-quality development driven by robust delivery capabilities and technological innovation.